about Ubisoft because they just shut down some studios. They're ending
Oh,
support for one of their games that just came out, and people are
wow.
beginning to ask, is Ubisoft going to survive in 2025? To be honest, I think this is the end of Ubisoft, but I
It's
want to
the end of everybody, but it ain't the end of Sony.
explain why. I want to talk about the shutdowns, and I want to just examine this because I do think that
What
Ubisoft
is there to examine, man? We kind of knew this for quite some time, and to be honest with you, it's quite sad to see Ubisoft go out like this, considering that they were one of the best companies back in the days, man, if you know what I mean. And like I said, I mean, he's saying that it's the end of Ubisoft. More than likely, they're going to be a subscription service, but even that's not working. I mean, they've partnered with Sony and Microsoft, and a lot of people are just choosing to avoid their games immediately. You know what I mean? People ain't even giving their games the shot anymore. And I think it has a lot to do with this controversy, with this woke garbage. You know, the same people that said, keep politics out of our games are the same ones pushing politics into video gaming. And that's why I have a problem with a lot of these so-called quote unquote political gaming or nerd channels or whatever you want to call them. Because all they're doing is impacting your hobby, bro. And the funny thing is, you people are actually excited about this. I mean, imagine, there's a lot of games, guys, that I don't like, right? I want people to understand. They're like, oh, you talk about Dreamcast guy quite often. There's a reason. Because I'm using him as a beacon, or should I say an example, for everybody else that thinks like him. See, that's what you people don't understand with my videos. You think that I'm only directing all the talking points towards him. No, I'm directing it to anybody that thinks like this individual. And I'm using him as an example to not want to be like this. Because all you people are doing is ruining the gaming community, man. I mean, you guys can see it for yourself. You know, you guys are like Kratos destroying all the Olympian gods until there's nothing left.
is now a company that has a big target on its back. People are cheering for its failure.
Why? See, I have a problem with that, gamers. If you're one of those gamers actually out here cheering for why Ubisoft is going out the way they are, then you're not a real gamer, because as much as I don't like a lot of games out there, I would never cheer for the game's demise. And I already know what you people about to say, but GameStop, you did it with Concord, you did it with Until Dawn Remake, you did it with Lego Horizons, you did it with a lot of games. This is where you got your L, man. There's a difference. I'm not laughing at the fact that Concord failed. I'm laughing at the fact that you fanboys had any faith in it. I'm laughing at you guys having faith in something that is being destroyed through your very own eyes. That's what we're laughing at. I don't want to see these companies go. You think I want to see Sony, Microsoft, or even Nintendo go? No. I think you guys are missing the point, or should I say the plot. Because all I'm doing is laughing at your hypocrisy. I'm laughing at the fact that you guys still have this so much confidence for this gaming industry, even though we can clearly tell that the gaming industry is falling flat on its ass. That's what I'm laughing at. I'm not laughing at Concord fail. I'm laughing at the fact that you fanboys have hype in the gaming industry. Even after time and time again, how many times they've disappointed us. That's what I'm laughing at.
But let's talk about that. I hope you're having a great day, and if you could, please give this video a like.
And what's even
And
more laughable is the fact that didn't you guys want Sony to acquire Ubisoft? I mean, they can't even sell their games even when they're multi-plat. Making the games exclusive to PlayStation would have only made this situation worse, bro. At the end of the day, man, gaming is done. If you're that guy that grew up playing gaming in the 70s, 80s, 90s, or, the early 2000s, guess what? You're not going to enjoy this. You know, people have to understand when you guys say that we need the kill zones, we need the SOCONs, and we need these old games coming back. Let's not forget that the people that probably played those games, and maybe you was a kid, but the ones that played them were already 20, 30 years old. Fast forward to 2024, they'd be like 50 something, 60 years old. Do you really think they're going to still be playing video games, especially if they have family and priorities, and the man's worrying about getting his diapers changed for once in his life? I don't think so. The only ones carrying this legacy is maybe a few old heads, but the ones that grew up under their parents, like myself, we're the ones carrying the torch. But guess what? There's not a lot of us. You know? This is what you people don't understand. This is why gaming is the way it is. And this is why we have a whole nuance of people that are like Fortnite, Apex Legends, because they're taking what we loved and making it something for themselves.
subscribe if you haven't already. But Ubisoft did seem to be very genuinely
Wow.
proud about
I mean, you
everything.
can't even support games anymore, man. Look at this. Ubisoft shooter XDefiant is shutting down and sending refunds to players. This is ridiculous, bro. This is wow.
Idea was to make a more strategic shooter that was supposed to be a COD killer, right? In fact, in the comment section, a lot of people are making jokes about the fact that, okay, why is it that every first person shooter that's focusing on getting engagement and
You know what's
streams and stuff
crazy?
like
I seen a video, right? Sorry to get off the topic, but there was a video, right, of how everybody glorifies the mechanics of Tears of Kingdom with the vehicle customization. And what's even more funny, don't you guys realize that that same mechanic came out in a game called Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, exclusive to the Xbox 360, and yet all you guys did was flame that game. Even Nintendo gamers like, wow, I can't believe we flamed this game, and now we like. And the funny thing is, Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts has it so much better. So if you like that aspect in Tears of Kingdom, I would recommend going out playing Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. That game was never bad. I just think the problem is the fact that it was much different. I mean, but that's what Rare has always done with a lot of their games, guys. I mean, Banjo-Kazooie is very much different than Tooie. A lot of people don't like Tooie just because of the big, expansive worlds. Tooie feels more like an adventure game, while Banjo-Kazooie feels more like a platform, and that's why some of them don't click. Right now, Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts is a completely whole new game altogether. So Rare, I kind of did like that about Rare of what they would do with. I mean, think about it. Oh, that's not true game, so you're capping. Donkey Kong Country, Donkey Kong Country 1, Donkey Kong Country 2, and Donkey Kong Country 3. They've all did takes to make the games differentiate from each other. Do you feel what I'm saying? Like, anybody that's followed Rare knows exactly where I'm coming from with this statement. If you don't, then shut your mouth and be quiet.
that. Why do they call themselves the COD killer? Another title added to the Ubisoft graveyard. Now, I've actually seen a lot of people using this term, the Ubisoft graveyard, or even the AAA graveyard.
Well, what about the Sony graveyard?
Because it does seem like the amount of games that fail now is becoming a bigger and bigger batch. The amount of games that...
Yeah, and this is something I was trying to tell you. The more money that they're investing in these projects, the more money that they're losing. This is what Phil Spencer... GameStop won another W. This is what Phil Spencer was talking about, but instead you ponies wanted to take it. Oh, like he can't compete with us. That's why he's saying it. He told you. It doesn't matter what we do. You're not going to force people to play Perfect Dark. It is what it is. The only reason why we're even getting these games, revitalized, maybe even Fable for that reason, is because of the ABK with Activision deal. Because now they can afford to say, okay, we can take these losses and we can take these chances. That's what Game Pass Ultimate has benefited towards Microsoft, to the fact that they can do these gambles. And even if people don't play Perfect Dark, the ones that are still subscribed to it just to play Call of Duty, guess what? They're still getting the money regardless. This is what we was trying to explain to you. Making a game and selling it is just not profitable anymore, because you have to have people buying it. You see, but with Microsoft's philosophy, even if somebody looks through Game Pass Ultimate and says, I don't want to play Fable, that game's trash. I don't want to play Perfect Dark or Indiana Jones, that game's trash. You're still paying the $20 a month to play the Call of Duty. So therefore, Microsoft doesn't care. But if they had to sell you the game individually, they'll say, oh, we need $5 million to buy this. We need $5 million to buy that. We need $5 million to buy this. We need $5 million to buy that. But when you have a subscription service, even if somebody doesn't support or buy anything, you still get the same money a month. You see, like, I understand that you guys are good at fanboy mathematics, but for some reason you guys don't understand how real math works.
Are actually successful just continues to get bigger and bigger. But
think about it, bro. Ubisoft was one of the biggest companies out there selling Assassin's Creeds and all that. And look what's happening. I mean, even look at what's happening with Assassin's Creed Shadows. Final Fantasy, which in my opinion is essentially, right, the Mario of RPGs, and that game is failing. I mean, you got to ask yourself, man, what's going on here? Is it just a new audience of gamers playing, or the gamers of my generation just stopped caring? Because you got to look at it. You're like, yeah, GameStop, that's a good point. Final Fantasy, and that's a fair argument to make, is that Final Fantasy is the Mario of all RPGs. Y'all know this. When people think of RPGs, the first thing they say, Final Fantasy. They've been saying that for years. But there's one thing my dad has always told me. Good things come to an end, man. It's been 30 years, but these franchises are still living. I think the only thing that Nintendo's appeal has is that it appeals to children. So no matter how old or how young you are, parents are always going to look towards a Nintendo Switch or something of that nature because it's good for kids, unlike these systems where they're only mostly backed by adults. Not saying kids don't play it, but mostly the hardcore or the adults are going to want to play on an Xbox or a PlayStation 5. That's the point that I'm making.
Crazy about XDefiant failing. This came out in May. This game has not even been out for 6 months. And not only are they actually saying it's shutting down, they're sending refunds. So I think this is a pretty clear sign that they lost all their money on it. And I think it's a pretty obvious sign that not only did this not make the hundreds of millions of dollars they spent making it, it didn't make that back. But additionally, I think it's showing that nobody played it, even fully refunding every single microtransaction.
Yeah, people played it. He said he didn't play it. I played a little bit of it. It was okay. Like I said, it was just a Call of Duty clone.
Doesn't actually matter. But before we actually take a look at the statement of the developers, I just want to acknowledge this. Here is the list of the games released by Ubisoft in 2024, and all of them have failed. Skull and Bones was a flop. I actually reviewed that, and wow, is that one of the worst games I've played this year. Star Wars Outlaws, personally, I had quite a bit of fun with it, but man, did people not enjoy the fact that it launched in such an unfinished...
The launch has nothing to do with that. I guarantee when GTA 6 comes out, that's going to have a terrible launch too for the online, but it's still going to sell. The launching is just the people are not showing interest in these things anymore. That is the issue.
Weird state. Making a sneaking Star Wars game.
Because people buy broken games all the time. How many times people buy NBA 2K25 guys and the service is broken online, but people still bought it, right? That's not an impact in those games. It's only impacting games like this.
Not exactly the best idea. Rogue Prince of Persia, I also enjoyed, but they're keeping half of the employees and moving them to other projects. But
wow.
A lot of these people have already been given their severance pay. They're already being told to get out of the building. We're about to lock the doors. Now,
and you guys wanted Sony to buy this company.
I didn't want to read the statement because it's the typical stuff.
It's done, bro.
We've read a lot of studio closure statements this year.
It's done, guys. That's all I'm going to say. Stop talking because you know what you're talking about. It's done. Gaming is over, man. The gaming that we know. That's why I just stopped, guys, bro. I really just stopped caring about this. Personally, I'm going to be honest with you. I just went back to my retro games. Even people when I talk online, because I'll still be in a party chat talking to them. And we just talk about retro games. And we just talk about how retro games, was so fun for us. But you fast forward to 2024, everybody's like, I'm not buying this game because it's woke. I'm not buying this game because it has a female character. I'm not buying. It's like it's the dialogue. It's just everything, bro. And it just makes me not care for the gaming community. So I had to go to a time where gaming was nothing but passion, love, and everything. It's like I said, I didn't even get a chance to play Stalker 2 because of it, because I personally don't even care no more. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I really don't care. Like, I've just stopped. Even Gears E, I'm a huge Gears of War fan, but like I said, I'm going to try it out because I do like Gears more than anything else, but I really don't care. Like, it's sad from a guy that's been gaming for as long as I have to be like, yeah, I really don't care. I'm happy in my own little lane right here, and that's where I get my peace and happiness, because you can't get no peace and happiness talking and arguing about company studio closures. I mean, at this point, people, if they haven't picked up their bags and went somewhere else, and what I mean by that, understand that gaming is over for you. That's why we laugh at you fools. I'm not laughing because Concord or Lego Horizons fail. I'm laughing at the fact that you guys still have faith in this gaming community. That's what I'm laughing at. I've already moved past that, bro. I've already had the mindsets of like, man, when are they going to start thinking about us? And they don't care. How many times have I called out to the gaming gods and they haven't listened to me and they haven't gave me what I wanted? So you know what I did? I said, okay, I'll buy your games when you're discounted. I'm not going to support you like I normally would. And there you go. And now look what's happening. It is what it is, man. The gaming industry is going to self-destruct, man, and we're already seeing proof of it.
I hate that we've had to read so many, but even Tango, Sony studios have just completely shuttered. So the fact that they're like, oh, it's so heartbreaking.
Yeah, how about you throw Sony? Because I thought he said Sony Studios when he says so many. Nah, how about you throw Sony Studios up in that argument too, brother?
It is weird to think that a lot of times these statements, as genuinely moving as they are a lot of times, they're not even written by the employees. It's not like the people are getting a chance to express, hey, it sucks that Ubisoft is shutting us down. We buy some skins, browse the store and see if any of this microtransactions actually entice you. Quit your game. It just doesn't happen. There's been this battle in the MMO space for a while now, where the
Listen,
MMORPGs, if you're playing one, you're typically not playing another. If you're
exactly. Gamester with another W. How many times did I tell you guys that no matter what Sony do, nobody gonna buy a Killzone or a SOCOM in favor of a Call of Duty? Oh wow! It took you this long to realize that people don't want to expand their horizon? No pun intended. This is what we was trying to explain to you, people. This is what Phil told you. People are comfortable in playing games the way they want and where they at. That's what you don't understand, man. You people are stupid. Like at this point, you guys just have false hope in this gaming industry. And I'm telling you that it will never be the way you want it to. The only way you could do that is by going back playing your old stuff. That is it. You heard what he just said? Let's rewind that, man, because everybody always thinking I'm crazy. Look, let's listen to it.
happen. There's been this battle in the MMO space for a while now, where the MMORPGs, if you're playing one, you're typically not playing another. If you're
playing Grand Theft Auto, you're typically just playing Grand Theft Auto. If you're playing shooters, you're just typically playing Call of Duty, Apex Legends, and all those free-to-plays. You know, bro, this has been going on for a long time. Like this has been going on in the gaming industry for a long time. If you're even back then with Final Fantasy, when it used to be very popular, if you're playing RPGs, more than likely you're just playing Final Fantasy. If you're playing platformers, more than likely you're just playing just Mario. Nothing has changed. This is what I tried to explain to you. The more that's changed, the more that you realize things have stayed the same throughout gaming's history. And that's what I'm telling you. This is the aspect that I'm laughing at. You know? You know what I mean? Y'all like, oh, well, people bought games on PS2. No, we were just lucky to benefit from it because they weren't expensive. And at the time, they weren't probably making a little bit of money. But look what happened to the game's existence. They couldn't last in modern gaming's era because there wasn't enough people to go out there and pick up and buy these games, which also meant that they would say, you know what? We got to either go bankrupt or just completely get rid of the game altogether. That's why we don't have the games that we like.
Addicted to World of Warcraft, you're not going to quit World of Warcraft to play New World.
Now, I listen to what he just said, and now go back to the interview of what Phil Spencer said, that nobody's going to pick up any console for these games. Or what he said is something like, oh, nobody's going to buy a game, right? No, or pick up a platform or something like that. I can't remember the interview because I'll be following that. But just listen to that. Listen to what Phil said, right? And he understands. They understand the gaming market more than you guys do. And they know. They know that people, no matter what Microsoft did or Sony does, Nintendo I can't say because they're doing well right now, that nobody's going to go pick up their game. Y'all can say, oh, they bring back Killzone, but Killzone will never out-surpass Call of Duty. Y'all know this. That's why Microsoft secured the bag with Activision and Bethesda, because they know people are going to continue to play those games forever. That was the idea. And this is where you Sony gamers think that we're winning here. No, you're actually losing because Sony's losing that power. They're losing that exclusivity power. That's why you're putting your games on PC. Microsoft doesn't care. They're using the console as a crutch to help them destroy Sony, and Sega's licking their lips. Yeah, our vision's fully realized. Sony only beated us because at the time they had more money than us. Now you're dealing with Microsoft, which happens to be a juggernaut, and the most popular games on your PlayStation 5 platform happen to be Microsoft games. Even this game is a Microsoft game, and you're playing it. There you go. You just proved my answer.
Path of Exile or anything like that, or vice versa. If you're super addicted to Final Fantasy XIV, you're not going to quit it to play the new expansion of World of Warcraft. I think all these live service games trying to basically make Fortnite knockoffs or Call of Duty.
And what's funny, you guys want to know what's ruined console gaming? And I'm sorry for the PC guys out there, PC gamers. Oh, you blaming us? Yeah. You PC gamers have single-handedly came in and destroyed console gaming. You destroyed it with the mindsets. You destroyed it with this wokey garbage. I'm not blaming all PC gamers behind it. I'm just talking about the Pacific few, the Asmongold, and you guys know exactly what I'm referring to. These type of people that have came in and left a plague in our gaming community. You know what I mean? It's gotten to the point where you guys don't even want to pick up a game because you believe it's woke now. It's like y'all can't enjoy anything no more. You guys are already completely like at this point, your minds are screwed. And PC gamers know it, and they're having a ball playing their games at the real 4K 60.
Duty knockoffs, they're all flopping, they're imploding, and it's wild to see it. Now, I did see some people talk about how it's particularly disgusting that Ubisoft is laying these people off in December.
Well, I mean, what do you expect? What do you expect? I think what's despicable, Miss Liz Edwards, is the fact that you don't understand that they are in business to make money. If they're not making money, how can they afford to pay their employees, you big dummies? So what I find despicable, right? Or what she say, evil. What I find evil about you, Liz Edwards, is the fact that you think that these companies are supposed to hold on to these people when they don't even have enough money to pay themselves. Do you guys understand how business works? Like, you guys are acting like you're, oh, I'm so sad that they laying off hundreds of people. Go ahead, Liz Edwards, take your money and go help the homeless. Take your money and go do something with it. We know you won't. There's a lot of starving people out there. How about you make a GoFundMe for all the people that are losing their job at Ubisoft? No, you ain't going to do it. See, this is what people understand. I don't care what people do. I'm not taking a moral high ground in this situation, but I do understand how life and reality works. This happens in every facet of business. Ain't none of you people crying about it. You guys want to sit there and cry. See, this is one thing about this world, and you got to be careful, man, because there's a lot of wolves out there in sheep's clothing, and I'm telling you this right now. This is some facts, bro. You will deal with a lot of people that have fake sympathy for it. And I'm not that type of person. I'm not that type of person. Stop acting fake. This is all people do, man. They're nothing but a bunch of actors. Like, it's this fake sympathy. I can't believe it. There's all these, they laying off all these people. They do absolutely nothing to change it. Now, if you're one of the people that understand like myself and say, man, that sucks. It's a part of life. I hope, God bless them. Hopefully something good will happen for them. That's different because that's me understanding the cruelty of this world. But you people want to sit there and act like, oh, it's sad. Let's blame the evil company Ubisoft for why this is happening when it's happening because you gamers ain't buying games. So if you want these people to keep their jobs, then buy the games, even if they suck. How about that, Miss Liz Edwards?
Good luck right before getting what you thought was going to be a Christmas bonus. Pretty bad. Never a good
unbelievable, bro.
This is an extra terrible time.
We don't even talk about gaming anymore, bro. This is why I can't stand this hobby.
Tweet by Paris or a post by Paris over.
You sure you want to talk about this man again?
Blue Sky, where he says, bummed to hear about even more layoffs at Ubisoft because there was an earlier batch this year. It was also very, very bad. Hoping the delay for Assassin's Creed Shadows delivers a hit or it's going to be even worse in 2025.
I feel like right now, man, if Assassin's Creed Shadows does not do well, goodbye Ubisoft. It is what it is, guys. It is what it is. This is the last gamble. We try to tell you. It's so funny because I've told so many people, even Assassin's Creed fangirls, and they had faith. I told y'all, I was right all along. Y'all cannot hate none of my opinions and statements because they always end up true. It might take a while. Like I said, I might keep reiterating it so you understand that I'm the one that's saying it and not everybody else. Everybody just following what I'm doing. And, I've had somebody say, oh, you think you're the gaming messiah? Who do you think you are? Bro, I've been gaming for quite some time. Who do you think I learned it from? My father. I learned all these aspects, how to read things and how to see how the gaming industry is being impacted. I don't need no business metrics. All this phony stuff that y'all put. Oh, look at the mathematics. No, I just know, bro. I've been gaming for so long. I already know when there's a problem. And I'm telling you, there's a huge problem right now. And gaming will not recover the way you guys want it to be. It's done. Gaming is finished.
As excited as I am excited for Assassin's Creed Shadows.
I guarantee now I'm going to be the next dude since Middle Jesus to raise up the value of retro games, bro. That's probably why retro games becoming so valuable because everybody understands that this hobby now is garbage.
Got to get new management sooner rather than later.
No, it's not the management, bro. It's not the management, bro. Because at the end of the day, when they were going to make Assassin's Creed Shadows, regardless of who worked the company, y'all were going to still find a reason to be mad at it. Therefore, the game's a flop and a failure. This is what we do, man. You guys don't want nothing.
The company itself is worth tens of billions of dollars.
Well, they're only worth like 3 or 4 billion.
But not because of the studio and stuff. It's actually more about the IP, owning everything from Prince of Persia to Splinter Cell to all sorts of stuff.
It's so funny that, bro, what are you talking about? See, you don't know Ubisoft, bro. See, this is where you don't know Ubisoft. The way Ubisoft is getting their money. Y'all know what I'm about to say. Rainbow Six Siege and For Honor. How would you completely skip the 2 games that is what put Ubisoft in the map in modern day gaming? It's those 2 games, right, guys? For Honor And Prince of Persia, bro, Prince of Persia, I'm not saying it's a bad game, but bro, ain't nobody, that's not Ubisoft's bangers or Assassin's Creed. Those are Ubisoft's bangers. For Honor, Assassin's Creed, and the other one that I mentioned. You know what I'm saying? We already know this. And maybe Far Cry. Far Cry is like the fourth echelon with them.
It's hard to break that
we know they breadwinners
and sell it off. And they can't find anybody.
It ain't even Rayman no more, which is even more pathetic.
Enough to buy the entirety of Ubisoft in one big bite. So I do think this is the last year of Ubisoft. And I think that whatever happens 2025, I think whoever buys Ubisoft, it's going to be even worse. So if you think Ubisoft sucks,
well, that's funny because you thought it would be okay if Sony bought them. Wow, how times have changed.
Mark my words, it's going to get worse. But
they can't even do well as a multi-platform. So locking this game to a PlayStation would only make it worse. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I told you guys that companies are going to be afraid to take big gambles into games. Square has done it. I mean, think about it, guys. Think about what I'm saying, bro. Without this fanboy garbage that y'all like to do. Ubisoft, which was a big-time company for us. Look what's going on. Square, which was a big-time company for us. Flopping. Y'all still don't see the problem? Sony, even Sony Interactive, putting bigger-time projects. Flopping. The only success stories we hear from is Microsoft. Ever since Redfall. Redfall. Okay, that happened a few years ago. But right now, Black Ops 6, successful. Because these games were successful regardless. You see what I'm saying? See, this is what you don't understand. Microsoft knew that no matter what they do, they were never going to be able to surpass these games. So they said, you know what? Just buy them. Bethesda and Activision, and we'll manage the intellectual properties. There you go. Microsoft has already guaranteed their success for their future. Sony don't have a future. Nintendo, until they hit that road gap or that roadblock, then they could decide to say, okay, what we got to do next. You feel me? But I think as of right now, Nintendo's good. As long as they stick with the portables and the little kiddie games and all that, I think Nintendo's always going to be good because it's just, and on top of that, nostalgic. So it shows you that Sony don't have that nostalgic power like Sony fanboys want to think. They don't. Nintendo, they do. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this video, man. And like I said, take care. Peace out.